What is up, everybody? Justin Hawkins here from H.H. Exotics, and I have some great news for you. I got another new snake yesterday, and I'm going to show you guys what that new snake is, and then right after that, we're going to take out a badass snake. I have to clean the snake's water bowl, and I actually promised a good friend of mine yesterday that I would do a video, yesterday or today, of this snake, because he wants to see how big it's gotten. And I will tell you who that is. Jeff Musil, my buddy, this video is for you, man. So I'm going to show everybody that new snake I got yesterday. And then I'm going to take out that badass snake that you want to see how big it's gotten since last time you saw him. So for those of you guys who do not know Jeff Musil, Jeff the Animal Guy, you're missing out. You need to go check his stuff out right now. Pause my video actually and go check him out on Facebook, Instagram. Jeff Musil, Jeff the Animal Guy is how you can find him though. And if you don't know Jeff, you probably will when you see him, because he has been on Jimmy Fallon a ton of times. He actually brought an elephant on the set of Jimmy Fallon. He's brought venomous snakes there. He's brought all kinds of awesome animals and educated so many people throughout his journey so far. So Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do, man. It's an honor to be one of your boys, man. And like I said, for you guys who don't know Jeff, go check him out. He's been on Jimmy Fallon tons of times, Steve Harvey half a dozen times, and multiple other nationally televised TV shows on Animal Planet and stuff like that. And he's actually in the midst of making a zoo for educational purposes where people can come in and check out his facility with all kinds of awesome animals. He's not just going to have snakes. He's going to have reptiles, crocodilians. He's going to have mountain lions, all kinds of really cool stuff. So he's working really hard doing that up for us in New York. He's going to have an awesome facility where we can go in and check it out. So Jeff, this one's for you, man. Warning. Never attempt to recreate or reenact anything you see us do here at H.H. Exotics. Everything you see here was performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Thank you for your support. Alright guys, let's get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get him out of this holding rack where I just put him earlier today. We just got him yesterday. And I'm going to get him out and I'm going to show him to you a little bit and showcase him to you. And then I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to do some overhead shots and stuff like that while I talk about him a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and get that badass snake out also. So, safely pull the rack open. He's way in the back there. Now, he is a type of rattlesnake. So he is a pit viper, but he is a sidewinder rattlesnake, or a horned rattlesnake, or a horned viper. Those are all commonly used, common names for this guy. And he's not very big, but these guys don't get very big. These guys get, on an average 2 foot long. And generally speaking, these guys are a pretty chill species, which is crazy because these are actually the fastest moving snake in the world. Not the fastest striking snake in the world, but the fastest from point A to point B, fastest, hands down. These guys can go over 18 miles an hour. Your average adult male jogs around 4 to 5 miles an hour. So that's a jog. Long legs for big strides, just jogging along. Your average man jogs about 4 or 5 miles an hour, and these guys can go up to 18 miles an hour in the sand. So very, very fast moving snake, but as you can see, he just wants to keep trying to get away from me. They don't want to charge at us. He'll use this little tiny rattle of his to rattle and let me know, hey, I'm right here. Can you please head the other way? Because they don't want altercations. They don't want to waste their venom on you or me. They need that for when it's time to eat. They are a really cool looking snake. I like their brown coloration with their spots, and they have very, very keeled scales. Meaning there's a little ridge on each scale, and their scales just kind of pop up, look a little bit more aggressive looking, in my opinion. They have little small rattles on them. And speaking of the rattles, they're a couple things. They're made out of keratin, the same things that our fingernails are made out of. And people say you can judge how old they are by their rattles, and that is 100% not true. Because their rattles break off. They get a new bead on the rattle every time they shed. And they shed multiple times a year. And you never know how many times a year that they shed. And their rattles break off too. They break off to make room for more rattles, because when the rattle gets so long, a lot of times it'll hit on something or catch on something or just snap off or break off. So you definitely cannot tell how old a snake is by looking at their rattle. But back to these guys here in particular, this Sidewinder here. They're just such a cool looking snake with the horns on their eyes. Now these horns, although it's not scientifically proven what the horns are for, people say that they're to help keep sand out of their eyes and protect their eyes from the sand when moving through the sand. And some people say that the horns are actually to help protect their eyes from the sun. And speaking of the way that they move, they do that sidewinding motion because they're in the desert where that scorching sand is. And the way that they move, they almost throw their other half of their body like a lasso, using their tail to throw the loops of their body up and then land on their head and then throw the other side of their body up. So it's almost like a lasso that just keeps figure eighting. So that makes it to where just some of their body's touching, some of their body's touching, and they just kind of skip over the sand once they get going really fast. So I'm going to grab the camera now though, and I'm going to do some overhead footage for you. Alright, here we are, the Sidewinder. See how he kind of moves to the side like that? Just such a cool snake. Now these guys, even though these guys are so fast, they're still an ambush predator. They don't go trying to catch down their preys. What they do is, I'm going to show you a little video clip that I found here. And this clip is not mine. I do not own this clip at all. It's not mine. I'm just using it to show you guys how they do. They actually nestle down into the sand to where nothing but their eyes and their eyes and their little horns are sticking up in the sand. And then a little lizard or a rodent will come up by and they'll just smash it. So let's roll that footage for you real quick. Now you can see here how they just kind of twitch their body and keep twitching their muscles and just kind of nestling down into that sand, starting back at their tail and rattle, and then working their whole way up through their body, up to their head, to where they're completely buried except for their horns and their eyes, so they can hunt perfectly with that perfect camouflage. And if you're walking through the desert, you are not going to see that. You are going to step right on it and then bam! And that same goes for the rodents and lizards going through that area. Alright, and like I said, these are a heat pit viper. So these holes in the tip of their nose here, they have a hole on each side of their tongue. And they actually see heat. So if you've ever looked through like a thermal gun or something like that, they actually see heat like that. So they rely on their awesome sense of heat seeking and also the scent, using that tongue to come out and collect particles from the air and go back inside and hit the Jacobson organ. That's how they smell, with their tongue. So they use their sight, seeing heat, and that sense of smell to locate their prey and see how close their prey is to them. Alright guys, so that is the new snake, the awesome, beautiful Sidewinder rattlesnake. So I just put him in his new temporary enclosure. He'll upgrade into something permanent here in a few months probably. And to give you an idea, he'll be with us forever. And to give you an idea of how long forever is for these guys. So in the wild, these Sidewinders live for an average of 5 to 6 years. That's it. And if they're one of the extremely lucky ones, they might live to be 8, 9, maybe pushing 10 if they're very lucky. But in captivity, with the right size and type of enclosure and setup and care, somebody keeping these that knows what they're doing and cares about them, they can live to be over 20 years old. So that's crazy. They go from living to be 5 or 6 all the way up to over 20 years of age. But that's enough rambling on. Let's get on to a little badass snake. Alright, here we are. This is my little black mamba, who is not as little as he once was. So this guy, when I got him, he was a worm. And now look at him. This right here, in my opinion, hands down, the most dangerous snake in the world to work with. By far. And when I got him, I just cannot get over it. When I got him, he was a worm. I mean, Jeff, you got, these guys actually came from Jeff's and I's buddy Nick, but it came from David Weathers, the guy from Jackass and a bunch of different TV shows and stuff. So, Jeff, you got one of these at the same time I did. So you remember how small they were, and look at them now. Let me see if I can get you guys real quick safely, because this is a danger. All right. And he actually is about to shed, so he's going to be way more gorgeous than what he already is once he sheds. Let's see if I can get him back. So they actually stand up like that and flatten their neck, kind of like a cobra. But they also gape their mouth, and it's pitch black in there. That's why they get their name, Black Mamba. And you want to talk about quick, sharp, crisp movements? Right here. These guys are lightning fast. Alright guys, I just spot cleaned the Black Mamba's cage and cleaned out his water bowl and gave him nice fresh H2O to drink and misted his humidity high a little bit so that shed can come off perfect. So let's get him out very carefully and put him back. Alright, now this is like a 5-gallon bucket, and he's actually being still, so I am going to try to get a little bit of footage real quick using this tripod so my hands aren't down in here. And look at the size of him. Look at how beautiful he is. I mean, that bucket, my shoe is over 12 inches, and so that's got to be 10 inches or so, at least. And look at him coil the whole way up and around, and his tail is wrapped around there and goes down his neck. He is going to be a beast when he gets older. Alright, let's get him out and put him back. Now these guys have the capability to get over 14 foot long. So just imagine this massive dude when he's going to be 14 foot. Super fast. Look at how big he is. And he is due for an upgrade, because this is a 20 long, and he was very small in this. But the way he's growing, he is no longer small in this. Such a badass snake. Absolutely stunning animal. And it's really cool. The tops of their heads are actually shaped like a coffin. And that's just to remind you that if you get tagged by this guy, that's probably where you're headed. Alright everybody, that is it for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this little video I put together for you guys real quick. I'm sorry that I wasn't more entertaining when I had the Black Mamba out. I was just so focused and in the zone because those guys are so fast and so dangerous. And of course I was filming again myself, so that definitely puts a lot more pressure on me to really pay attention when I'm trying to film and talk and handle the snake and keep you guys entertained all at the same time. But just seeing a Black Mamba is entertaining. Those things are just absolutely incredible. So Jeff, this video is for you, my man. And for those of you, if you have not already gone to Jeff the Animal Guy's Facebook and Instagram, what are you doing, man? Go do that right now. Go check him out. Go help him. Go support him. Jeff, I hope you liked seeing the black mamba, and if you need help with anything, man, hit me up. I'll come up there and help you out. If you need help with anything, brother, I got your back. And I can't wait to come up and see it once it's all done too. But I'm not afraid to put in a little blood, sweat, and tears helping you get to that point. So hit me up, man. You got all my contact info. But for everybody else, go follow and support Jeff. He's a great guy. If you haven't seen his stuff on Jimmy Fallon and Steve Harvey, you can find that on YouTube. All of his videos are on there. He's a crazy dude, but he's an awesome guy. Just a great friend to have. So thank you for everything, Jeff. I appreciate your support. And for everybody else, please, after you go do that for him, just hit the subscribe button below on here for me. Like the video, comment. That means the world to me. That, guys, when you guys do that, it helps me out so much. I'm here just like Jeff to try to help educate the world with these beautiful animals, and that is the most support you guys can give me. Just hitting that subscribe button and sharing my videos, having other people hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and comment below. I love it when people comment. I personally reply to every single comment that I get, because I think that's just huge. It takes time, and I get when you get bigger, it takes even more time, but that's just time that I think that you need to set aside for the people who are really supporting you. That's the least that I could do for you guys. So please comment below. Let me know what you want to see next. The last few people that commented, I've had a couple people say that, you know, they wanted to do handling videos, how to properly handle venomous snakes. So I am in the process of making those videos. And Wednesday, we should have a new snake arriving. So Thursday, hopefully that video will be dropping on the other new snake that's supposed to be coming this week, Wednesday. But yeah, so lots of stuff to come. We're gonna do a lot more stuff with the crocodiles and alligators and caiman and stuff also. So lots of content coming your guys' way. So definitely hit that subscribe bell, or that subscribe button and notification bell, and have a hell of a Halloween.
What are you, fucking nuts? You thought?